stuff.
We are rolling. We're starting.
I will. I've got 2 voicemails, and they're both from my brother.
Aww.
Even though that's dumb because he can't leave voicemails, it's just the recording saying, "You missed a call from."
It is $45 to leave a
We
voice message.
have just begun. Hi, Whit.
Dude, how's your bro? Now I'm curious.
He's pretty good. His friend, a friend that he was down with, doing time with, named Alex. 10 years ago, they were friends in some prison. He's been in so many different places.
How long has he been in prison?
Almost 15 years.
I purposefully forget because I don't want to remember.
It's so miserable.
Yes.
But his friend Alex is out, and 10 years ago promised him that he was gonna contact him and sort of facilitate whatever he needed from the outside, and he did.
Whoa.
So they've been talking. It was so sweet. Josh was telling me about it this morning. He was
That's
like,
so exciting.
"Yeah, man." He said, like, "You thought I wasn't gonna do it, but I did it, man." And like, he made him a Facebook, and he gave me his phone number so I could send him like copies of all of the pictures Josh has sent me so he can have them on his Facebook. It's cool. I'm glad that he has a friend
Yeah.
who like sees his essence, you know, like, because he's a very special boy, just like you're a very special girl and I'm a very special girl. My brother has like that sort of twinkle, sparkle,
I've
knowing.
always wanted to come up with a word for that.
Yeah.
I see it on one side of my family. I don't see it on the other.
Oh man, yeah.
You know, it's like, it's really cool. You're like, damn, what the fuck?
It's like they just have a little bit more, like the receptor is bigger, or like,
yes.
Yeah. But so he's really happy that there was somebody who made a promise and then a decade later fulfilled their promise to him. Like, that's huge, you know? And also he's on this writeaprisoner.com thing. I like signed him up for a profile like a decade ago too. And someone is writing to him. A new person is writing to him, and she's a female interest. So he's vibing in that too. It's cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Shout out Alex.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, dude. What the hell?
Thanks for thinking of Josh and reaching out to him. I don't know how you would do that. Like, how would he do? He knew where he was staying. He knew
well, maybe they connected over email first.
Okay.
And then, yeah, whatever follows. I don't know. He has like this, it's not a phone. It's almost like an iPod shuffle, sort of, but it performs email functions. It holds pictures and songs. It's called his JP6.
And the CEO of that company has record profits this year.
No shit. Everybody, like, he was just telling me about how everybody is getting their JP5s taken away and they're getting their JP6s. And it's like a long, lengthy process. They can only do like 4 or 5 men per day because there's like this central kiosk where they have to get it all loaded up. And I was like, "How did you get yours done so fast?" And he was like, "Man, you know, I'll be getting shit. I get shit first. How it was out there, it is in here too." Like, Jesus, how do you do things like that? But he's got the shinin.
You not only does he have that, but it's like, I can't fathom what kind of systems are in place in prison.
But his like charm still works on people.
Yes, of course. I'm sure charm that's like a big currency in prison. You could be a fucking piece of toilet paper that's been used in a butt crack. Or I was trying to think of a better way to say that.
It's been used in a butt crack.
Or you could be charming.
Of a video I saw of a turtle backing it up to a hose and just like doing the bidet thing for like 5 minutes straight.
Cloaca wet.
Of course that feels great, you know? But yeah, thank you for asking about Josh. That's my brother. His birthday is November 12th. He will be 35, which is crazy to think about. Oh, like, do you get a cupcake on your tray? I don't think you get anything, but I'll have to confirm with him. Because I don't know. They might give him like a pancake with a smear of powdered sugar on it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Some plaster
like
dust.
Artificial honey or some shit. It's like made from wasps or something.
I just feel like if you're not a pedophile and you didn't murder anybody, you should get a fucking cupcake on your birthday.
Yeah, he was lamenting that there's this gorgeous garden that only the people in like the pedophile area get to operate.
Why?
I guess because they're not violent. They're just twisted. So,
I am in shock. I have nothing to say to that.
It's like a vegetable garden.
As a mother, like, I have nothing to say to that.
It's so messed up.
That almost seems like they're getting a privilege.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
When they're the ones that, to me, like, you need to be in a place away from children.
That's a more egregious offense than stealing someone's weed
Anything
or whatever.
drug related is just like, whatever to me. So
I want to know about your fantastic journey of July. All of July, you're just bouncing all over the globe.
There's a reason why the episodes are coming out late. So I had to return to the motherland for what I thought was going to be my dad's memorial, but it didn't end up happening. Shocker. And then I went to Myrtle Beach, which is the taint of America. I came up with a slogan for Myrtle Beach. It says, Myrtle Beach, assault your senses.
All your senses at once.
You know, salt life? Like, that's like, yeah, assault life. Like, it's just, you are being assaulted. There is no regular rest. There's just like, nothing is regular. It's all like supercharged.
Have you been to Jersey
America.
Shore?
No.
Have you been to like Baltimore?
Yeah, I've been to Ocean
Boardwalk.
City.
Oh yeah, Ocean City. Yeah, like why does beach entertainment on the East Coast have this weird funhouse, like disgusting Las Vegas garbage vibe?
You know what it feels like? It feels like all the prisoners from England in the 18th century made home there, and they were left with this coastline and no education. I don't know. It's just like, it was Mustang Week.
Mustang Week, yeah.
If you don't know what a Mustang, it's a very boring car, and it sucks dick, and it's loud. And I don't understand why you would have Mustang Week. Like, old Mustangs are cool, but new Mustangs are the fat neck of cars. And then they're all the same, and they're all just like different colors. There's like a purple one and a green one and a pink one. And then I was like, what are you guys doing?
My boyfriend in high school had a 1966 Mustang.
To me, that's like different.
It was
like
so
different.
Beautiful. And him and his dad like repaired it and put it together and all that shit. So it was special, but I could see how like a 2012 Mustang, it's just like the lamest thing.
With a broken windshield and it sounds like ass and there's no exhaust on it. And it's like, God, these suck.
Damn. Mustang Week. That's a bummer.
Mustang Week. Out of all weeks to go, that was the week I had to go. It was still fun. It was still like, once I just accepted, oh, this is what happened. I was like, this is modern Americana. We are at the pinnacle of convenience, cost effectiveness, novelty. Like, here's the thing about Myrtle Beach. It's like a strip, right? And it was cool because there were some like homages to the 1940 gift store that opened up called the Gay Dolphin. And that's cool, but now it's completely ruined with just absolute, like it was the whole front of the window was a bunch of those mermaid fairy statues. I don't know who buys those. No one. And it's like, they're so expensive.
Was everybody wearing those booty shorts that said daddy issues?
What were the other ones are just like, the guy who worked there came out and goes, so which one are you going to buy? And I was like, none of them. These are garbage.
Please don't actually speak to me. I don't want to speak to you.
But once I accepted that, I was like,
just let it wash over you.
Oh, this is who we are.
This is a subsection of our humanity. This is a genre of American
I can't help but think that we have all been absolutely brainwashed and just foie gras style propaganded.
Whoa.
With capitalistic, margins of like, you want that plastic thing, right? You need it, right? And it's just like, there's no architecture anymore.
It's built into our calendars.
Yeah, it is.
There's always a reason to buy something.
There's always a reason to buy something. What I didn't anticipate was every other storefront was a henna tattoo booth. And Lucas and I saw a fucking Hello Kitty Punisher. Like, I don't know why I didn't get it. And then there was an alien with big tits eating a piece of pizza. And I was like, it was like $40. It's like, fuck you. I'm not paying you $40
for henna.
Or wait, should I? I was like, I did kind of regret not getting it done. But I was like, oh, these are tattoos without the pain.
About what?
Henna. Henna's are tattoo without the pain.
Oh, yes, exactly.
That's why everybody wants to do.
And you go to the beach. You're gonna show off your body, so you want to get some cool.
You want to get a Charmander,
some temporary ink. Dude, Hello Kitty Punisher. Period.
I kind of want that as a tattoo. I don't know what it means. I don't think anyone else knows what it means, but I feel like an AI dreamt it, and now it's on a fucking henna booth.
Yeah. Oh my God. Could an AI come up with our tattoo idea?
Yes.
Or do you still want to get
we should
big
type
titty
in
alien pizza?
Alien eating pizza and see what happens.
Yes.
We should do that.
We just did a segment on God Morning America where Nikki put up a bunch of AI generated images, and we had to come up with what words he used to come up with the images. Artificial intelligence is a better artist than humans.
Yes, 100%.
So, like, the images are so exquisite and just, like, interesting and haunting. Like, I have only begun to wrap my mind around that.
It's taking our collective consciousness and what we've manifested on arguably the information highway of our soul.
Yeah.
And now it's painting with that. I mean, that's
so
the coolest
nuts.
fucking thing.
But also, like, AI that's sort of generating off of all of our internet refuse. So, like, turning into Nazis.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, breaking kids' fingers.
I was fucking laughing so hard because I was like, okay, what percentage of this is real? What percentage of this is a Russian troll farm? And I was like, it's all beautiful. Like, this is who we are. Like, this is the mirror we have to look at.
We feed AI our internet, and then it becomes a, like, porn-addicted Nazi, like, looking for recipes to make for dinner every night.
Shotgun in a fucking gravity bong of Hamburger Helper. Anyways, that's Myrtle Beach. That's our Myrtle Beach segment. I feel like it's on its last leg a little bit. There's just like busted down buildings and they're not putting anything there because I feel like it had its heyday in the 50s or 60s. It's not, I don't know.
But that begs the question, like, do you think with climate changes that the coastlines are just going to be, I mean, what if they just let it sink, you know?
They could. I don't know. It just also just seems like people just have moved on. There's just better places. Who wants to live in a beach ball? No one.
No one. That I know.
And hurricanes hit that. They've been hitting that side all.
Yeah.
Like the first piece of Wikipedia news or Wikipedia information was in 1780, a family of 25 was swept into sea and they found all their bodies. I was like, what?
Let's go swimming.
Let's go.
Let's find the bodies. Oh, you don't need shoes where we're going.
I was excited though. So I wanted to preface this with, because I want to talk about my grandma's crazy papers.
Yes.
That my aunt, like, so amazingly was like, Whitney, I need you to look at this. I need you to validate it for me. And I was like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? And there were just bins full of like, just, it belongs in a museum because what happened was a paranoid woman with a lot of issues who was a fine grandma. I don't know. She was weird, but she was fine.
Sure.
Horrible mother.
Interesting that there's a disconnect there.
Horrible mother. So out of respect for my aunts and uncles, she abused them. She was abusive. But in respect for my grandma, she came from a really fucked up place.
Yeah.
So, that's the echoes of trauma, ladies and gentlemen. It's just how it goes.
Every generation.
So these papers were, my grandma was getting on AOL and she was getting into chat rooms. I know, it's so funny to think about. And she thought people in chat rooms were her kids pretending to be other people and her husband. Like she thought everybody, she would find was, this, number 8 is my dad's favorite number. And my dad, she would start making up all of this shit and connecting all of her own dots and then printing out there was just binders full of printed out error codes of websites.
Whoa.
And it was crazy because I'm like, well, her brain was malfunctioning and she's putting it out into manifested reality by thinking this webpage is important enough to print out, put in a binder, 3-hole punch, circle the ampersand and the 3, and then connect the dots.
That's like some beautiful mind shit.
Yeah. And my aunt
but in a demented, twisted way.
Yeah. And she just had I asked my aunt, I was like, can I take some? Can I turn this into beautiful wallpaper?
Because fucking sink it in some resin.
Yeah, it was just, to me, the best part was she had printed out Instagram. See, this is how old we are. Instant messenger. What would you call those? Dialogues.
Yeah.
Cache, the chats you would print. How did you do that? I don't know how you print chats. Was that an option?
You probably just go to file print.
I guess, at the time I was 11, so I'm not doing it. There was one that I took home and I look at it every week because I think it's so funny. Her screen name was Vibe, Vibe, and she had found another vibe.
Whoa.
And she was accusing them. And they were accusing her. And the conversation just kind of spirals out of control into this person being like, what's wrong with you? Quit chatting me, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, you'd like that, wouldn't you?
Oh, no.
You'd like that because it says on your thing that you're a widower. Yeah, is your wife really dead? Because she's thinking it's her husband. It's just crazy.
It's interesting that she thought everybody was related to her. Because doesn't that mean she has a very small purview of the world outside of her own awareness?
Was the internet that confusing? I don't know. It's
but it's you see someone talking to you and you're like, well, there are only 3 people who exist, and that's my kids and my husband. I don't know.
Dude, pause. I'm going to grab it.
Yeah.
This is an instant message sent by me, Vibe, to Vibe.
Okay.
It's her handwriting. And it's just
wow. How could there exist 2 of them?
Okay, she thought, oh no, this is different. She thought this was my uncle.
This is Friday, April 14th, year 2000. This is the turn of the century, turn of the millennium, Y2K. Everybody thought all computers were going to explode at midnight when it turned into 2000. This is a crazy time for people to assimilate into.
You can, and then she printed this out 4 times. It's the same conversation 4 times. There was this funny, I love this too. It's just Vibe, hello, this is Betty Vibe sending this I am. Vibe, hello, this is Betty Vibe sending this I am. Here's this. It's all just.
Oh my God.
It's just error. I don't know.
But she thought that was a special code.
Yeah.
Shit.
I was thinking back. I was like, man, did I witness any of that? And I was like, yeah, I remember being in Michigan at her summer house. And there's just also like just pages of it.
She could have printed it front to back.
Error auto text entry not defined.
Oh my God. Who gave this woman a printer?
Who gave this woman a computer? God damn it.
This is Betty?
This is Betty.
Do you ever feel her anymore?
Yes. After I unearthed these 3 days later, she was communicating to me. I sent this myself, vibe, sending to Shorty over, and then unblocked me. When I unblocked, none are on or blocked.
Good call, Betty.
All right. Then there's like, not to like unearth it, but I like, this is so interesting to me. It's not to like poke fun at her or whatever, but it's like, this is crazy. Okay, this is what I was looking for. Because, okay, so my grandpa owned a bar called Grumpy's. This was the only connection that she had made.
Okay.
It is my personal profile, Mr. Grumpy's website. Well, I'm 18 and I weigh about 646 pounds. Yes, I know I'm hideously overweight and I have no legs because I squished them. But men without legs need love too. And I have a lot to give. I don't take showers often because one time when I was 6, I got stuck in the tub for 3 days. So if you ever decide to meet me, please don't let the odor bother you. I'm trying to smell nice, but it's kind of hard. I hope you understand. They don't make too many clothes for fat people like me. My wardrobe consists of a really tight pair of spandex pants. I feel like I'm unearthed. I can like suddenly feel this guy.
Oh, wow.
Well, they used to be jeans, but I stretched them out so much and I can't get them off anymore. I have a belly shirt that my sister gave me. I have a pair of messed up penny loafer shoes, but my feet are too big. Now, ladies, I may not be the best in bed, but come on, we know fat people don't have big things, and if I did, you probably wouldn't be able to find it anyways. But I'm real good with my hands, yeah, baby, yeah? Yeah, baby, yeah? I can fit 6 whole hamburgers in each hand. Now, I'm sorry, but I don't have a job. No one wants to hire my fat ass. I used to work at a restaurant called Puffy's. Oh, you've never heard of it? I guess that's because I ate them out of business the second day they opened. And so I was just like,
what is this? This is from the website?
This is Mr. Grump's grumpy website. And it's titled Me, Me, Me. But she must have connected like, oh, my husband's restaurant's name is Grumpy's, and this is him trying to Blair. Why else would you print it out? She didn't think this shit was funny. She wasn't that kind of lady.
The internet is vast.
Also, I love this. It's a floppy disk taped to a piece of paper.
Wow.
And it says, turn off during Canarsie memory list.
What?
I don't know.
Have you checked what's on that flop?
I have no floppy disk.
We have no apparatus.
I am somebody who knows nobody can go hang with someone. Just because no one wants anybody means nothing to everyone. As society decays, everyone's life falls away, dwindling like a tainted rose, touched by nobody's hand, left to die. In the cruel sun, only can someone bring it to life, but then everybody will just kill it. At Satan.
I just feel so at home amongst all of this chaotic
Doesn't it
shit.
feel good?
I'm like, this is my dad's ramblings. Like, this is my dad's journal.
This is White Pages search for the main boop.
Oh my God. I'm just letting it wash over me.
Betty Hum boop, Bet Hug boop, Mark boop, Betty Brammer boop.
So your grandma was Betty Boop? I'm just making this
Betty
connection.
Boop. I called her Betty Boop growing up.
I guess she really was.
ICQ phone number search for boop. There was also a page where it's just got poop and really big.
So I was looking at this, I guess, chat that she printed out from America Online. Vibe says, life is just a big puzzle. given time, anything can be figured out. So I think it's obvious that Betty was trying to figure out the puzzle that is life.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, her information was inconsequential, I guess.
Her motherboard was scrambled.
Yeah.
And who knows what... I don't know. I don't know. I'd like to know more, but... my aunt was telling me she didn't really open up about it, obviously, because people were like, this isn't, I don't, I was saying I was in Michigan in her summer house.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there watching TV and she comes in, she goes, hey, if my computer turns on, the Russians are hacking me. So just don't touch it. Okay. Just leave it alone. And then she went to bed and I was like,
when was that?
Probably, if I had to guess, like 2005, maybe 2004.
But it's fucked because like the Russians do hack people.
Well, I think
probably
that's
not
where she's, that's why she's getting that idea.
Right.
She's a peripheral headline maybe or something.
She's like, well, this happened to someone. So now it's happening to me.
To a lot of talk show, garble. So who knows if that's... But I feel her essence in this. Like, this to me is like, yeah,
this is really special stuff.
This is special stuff. This is the scrapbook I want. Like,
this is art.
This is art. I felt like the first thing when I came across all this stuff was there's a museum in Baltimore called the Visionary Art Museum. And it's a really, God, if you are ever out that way, you have to go. It's so cool. They have like art from people in asylums, like really beautiful, cool art. They have like, women who woke up one day after being a mom of 5 who knew quantum calculus. They've got, they have like, it's a collection of like really cool stuff.
It's like Ripley's Believe It or Not sort of stuff.
But in an art sense. Like,
yeah.
Like they put it on, like that's where I got the bumper sticker that says fart and the F is a different color because of the earth and the art, those.
F art?
Yeah. So
big fart energy.
Big fart energy.
Thank you for sharing all this stuff from your grandma. No, I love it.
I was like, I don't care if anybody's against me. I don't think they care though either, because it's just like, that's who she was. This isn't, we just gotta, put it out. To me, the first thing I got when my aunt and I were going through this was like, this is important that the light is hitting this. I don't know why, but it feels that way.
Yeah.
I think because it's part of our ancestral healing is to bring a lot to the light and be like, oh, okay, this was part of her fracturedness.
Like a lot of chaotic confusion, and she's trying to look for patterns in all of the randomness. Because like these people she's chatting with, they're like shorty 4'5'8". Like that's not somebody you need to be talking to, Betty. Or maybe it is. I don't know. But yeah, I feel for her because everybody's trying to find patterns in the random. And
I'm sure when you grew up in a really traumatic situation, you want to find why. You want to find out why, or you want to make sense of your reality. And, obviously she birthed 4 really intelligent children. So the intelligence has to come from her parents. So it's like, it was just,
but sometimes intelligence drives you over the edge.
Yes. Oh, 100%.
Because it's like, you've got all this horsepower, but your
nothing to put it into.
Steering wheel is fucked.
And I think the first thing you do is you get paranoid. I mean, I think that's like suddenly things are about you more than they should be.
Yeah. Click clack.
You know what this is? It's a lack of spirituality. It's like, man, if you had something else to believe in a little bit, you could maybe tone this down and funnel it into just anything else.
That's an interesting take. How do you think this type of obsession would manifest if she had spirituality?
Well, in an ideal vacuum scenario of my mind, she could obsess about the collective consciousness in a sense of like positive affirmations or helping or
sort of
empathy.
like uplifting stuff.
Yeah,
instead of like rabbit hole, pointless.
I feel like you're teasing hair when you're doing this,
Yeah,
and no one's gonna comb it. It's just like, that's it. You have an afro now.
Or maybe something that's even less beneficial than teasing hair. You're like chipping holes in a wall or something completely useless nobody wants.
Yeah.
Like doing work, but getting nowhere.
Yeah. And it's not as useful as digging a hole. It's
But it speaks to her character that she wanted to put the work in.
I know. I don't know if I said this, but it was like my aunt's like, imagine if she funneled this she did art. You know, she made me a collage. I don't know what happened to it, but she loved art. She was an art collector and she could have done more, you know, maybe just wasn't satisfying that part of your brain.
Shout out Betty.
Shout out Betty. She came to me in a dream in a very confusing way because I don't think she's doing very well on the other side. Anytime I've had dreams about her, it's complicated, it's confused, it's violent. It's like emotionally draining. This one I was less emotionally drained because I'm like, well, whatever, you're fucking crazy. But made her a drink in the dream.
Oh, that's pretty tight. Do you remember what drink it was?
No, it had whiskey in it and the ice was melting really fast. And it was so funny because I've had dreams about my aunt's basement.
Oh, wait, but that detail you said about the ice melting gave me chills because it seems like
it's hot.
It's hot where she is.
I think it is hot where she is because the other dream I had about her, the first time I dreamt about her, it gave my dad chills. He was like, oh, I don't like that.
Oh, God.
I was like, I'm going to go see my grandma. I'm going to go see my grandma. And I'm like skipping to her house. It wasn't her house, but it was like the 56th floor underground of a really big skyscraper. And I'm like on the elevator for a really, really, really long time. And I'm walking down this really tiny hallway and it's like really bad fluorescent light. I'm like, Grandma, yay, what's up, Grandma? And I'm knocking on her door. I'm like, she can't wait to see me. I can't wait to see her. And I open up the door and all the lights are off. And all the furniture has plastic on it. And it's ugly ass furniture. And there are homemade like lasers set up everywhere. Like a fucking,
like security measures?
Yes.
Ooh.
And I'm like, Grandma, I know you're home. It's like I walk in, I trip one of the lasers. She comes out and she's like really small. I'm like, Grandma. And she's like, I don't know you.
Oh my God.
I don't know you. And she starts freaking out at me. And I'm like, hold on. It's Whitney. It's your granddaughter. I don't know any Whitneys. Get out. And then like, I am just there's like that feeling you only feel in a dream.
The rejection.
Like a feeling on steroids. And I'm like slow-mo running out of there. And she's like, get out. And I'm like, ah. And my dad was like, I think she's trapped.
Oh my God.
I was like, I guess I didn't think about it being real, but.
Yeah, that sounds like hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially with the plastic coverings on the furniture. Not to say that people with plastic coverings on their furniture are in hell.
Weird.
But that barrier between yourself and your comfort, just so you can preserve your furniture, I feel like is analogous to something that you put yourself through for no reason to preserve something that's meant to be a comfort to you. Or like the fluorescent morgue lights in the apartment or in the condo or whatever she was in.
The underground condo.
Wow. Wonder what it's like inside your brain.
I don't know. I have really insane dreams. I thought about turning them into like Instagram bits because I'm like, these are fucked up and I think people want to hear about it.
Yes. We can record them, just record them on the mics and we'll just blast them like little reels. Let's
have one. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Hold on, let me steal myself. Okay.
I'm holding on. Be like, I'm insane. I was like underneath a boardwalk, but it was like a ballroom. So there was like a lot of wood and a lot of beams. And somebody had on display on these big like buffet tables with cloth. And there were like 100 cloches, like glass cloches, and somebody had preserved turds. And all these turds were like, it wasn't just like a pile of poop, but they were like art. One was $2. This is the turd I remember the most. It was two dogs fighting, and they're both biting each other.
Oh my God, turned in a cloche.
I remember being in the dream being like, very interesting. You know, like in the dream, I was like, this isn't funny. This is serious. These two turds are two Rottweilers, like eating each other.
Specimens have been preserved for a reason.
And it's not really funny until Lucas is like, what did you dream about? And I'm like, oh. Wait, I had a dream. Do you want to hear about it?
That's incredible. Do you have more turd dreams?
I don't have a lot of poop dreams, no. I had a really crazy one last night, but it's gone. And that's why I want to preserve them on social media, is because I want a catalog of me just being like, you guys.
I think it would be hilarious if you just like woke up and you're like, I was in a hotel. There was a balance beam. I was doing somersaults. The ceiling was really low. I'm describing a dream that I had.
Oh.
It was like a fancy hotel, but like old school. Like it was fancy in the 60s or something. And I was trying to get to work with my friend Janet because I'm going to go do this line cook thing on Friday. And I'm like a little worked up about it, just like excited about the new experience.
Yes.
So I was looking for I was like, I'm late to like go work with Janet, but I was also looking for Alex. He was like in a dark room. It was wide open, but could not see in whatsoever. And like his leg was elevated above his head. And I was like, are you okay? No answer.
Oh.
So I'm just like running, like looking in all the rooms. And eventually I'm like down in the basement and there's like food shelves and stuff. And then this lady like tries to jump onto my head, but I like bash her to the side with like some food object that's in there. It was pretty wild. It was very much like all the things I've ever done, just like crammed into one 20-minute dream.
Hoblob into like the bar of soap on the Simpsons.
Yes.
A big ball.
Also, when you were reading this Mr. Grump's Grumpy website, I was thinking of, I'll wash myself with a rag on a stick. And I wanted to ask you who your favorite Simpsons character was, but I don't know if that really is something you can answer.
No, it doesn't exist. I liked the first person that comes to mind. Didn't Sideshow Bob have a family member?
A brother. Cecil.
I think I remember liking that. Was a funny dynamic and a funny storyline to go down.
Yeah, he was maniacal. He came across as the reasonable brother, but he really wanted to blow up the Springfield Dam and frame his brother Bob. But they were played by Frasier and
his brother
Niles.
Yeah. Oh my God, you remembered that?
Yeah,
it's incredible.
I don't know how I remember things. Usually it just pours out of my mouth.
I am so jealous.
But it's like I don't have a connection to accessing it. It's just like accesses itself.
That's nice.
Like I have an assistant?
You're tapped in subconsciously.
But it's like watching a TV. Like it's not information that I'm putting up on the screen. It's just like,
I think that's where all your creative energy
there.
comes from. There's just like a big open, like those bank teller chutes where you put your money in the vacuum thing. That's what you've got for creativity, and
just like
information
stuff.
Probably just comes down there and is floating up and down.
Yeah, take me to a trivia night.
Oh my God.
See what I can do.
Are you good at trivia?
Depends on what kind of trivia it is. But actually, yes, because in high school, I was on the academic team and there was a math question. And like my strong suit has not always been math. Like I'm not like the math kid. I like math, but there was a math question and the math kid on our team didn't get it. And then the other team got it wrong. And I had just done it really quickly, just like, I'm not going to answer it, but let me see if I can do it. And I had it and I was like, y'all nerds didn't get it? Buzz. And I buzzed in and it just like fell out of my head.
You're tapped in.
But with math, I always second guess. I'm like, did I math this right? You just got to go with your gut.
Yes.
Even when you're doing math.
Yes. You should talk about math intuition. Sure, that's something that stifles a lot of people.
I tell people to try and access their intuition when they're doing all the cooking bits.
Yes. I know. It's so funny. One of my coworkers is like, what classes do you do? You know, it's like, he's like, I don't, you know. And I'm like, yeah, I've seen, I know a lot of people personally who it is just like, they freeze. They're
like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. But it's like, if they sort of bypass that disbelief or that doubt, their body knows what to do.
Yeah.
Because there's this part in my brunch class where I tell people that the word saute means to jump. And I jump. And it's like funny because I'm like, does anybody know what the word saute means?
Dude, I didn't know that. That's so sick.
Oh, my whole thing is like riddled with all the weird little bits and like historical facts.
Yeah, that's why you've got
like
69 5-star reviews.
That's right. So, and then I show people like you push it away, you toss it up, and then you catch it, you know, like saute that shit. And some people go in and they're just like, okay, and they do it and it works beautifully. But some people are just like, and then I do. How do I, and then I don't want to make a mess. I'm like, no, I want to like spiritually massage their shoulders and just be like, just let it loose, let it fly. It doesn't matter if potatoes go everywhere. We have plenty of potatoes.
If you permeate the membrane of learning how to cook, every other membrane in your dodecahedron of ability will explode.
Yes.
I think so. I think once you can you're like, oh, it's cooking. That's not for me. And you're like, no. You know, it's alchemical.
Cooking is an alchemical creative expression that nourishes all of your systems, but it also gives you like comfort and pleasure. It could be hedonistic, but it can also be just like...
Did someone say hedonistic?
Ooh, has someone been very hedonistic in the last few weeks? Yes. Yes, she has. I was like looking up the word debauchery and moral rectitude, intemperance, lust versus love.
Been a while since I wrecked a mortal fortitude or whatever the fuck you just said.
So no real topics, just like, I don't know, like you want to have integrity and you want to be honest and you want to be honorable, but I don't give a fuck about being pure or like being chaste or being modest. You know, it's like those concepts get intermingled with one another, but I think they couldn't have less to do with each other. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I think about sexual expression or sensuality or like, I don't know. Because when I put my videos on the internet, things happen. And it like makes me wonder, like, is the way that I want to express myself appropriate? Like,
oh, you think you have those reflections?
I sort of reflect on that.
Sure.
Because I was here actually, I made toast with the potato bread. And you know how much I love this bread. Mm-hmm. It's the best. Mm-hmm. And I danced around and I was making a song with a lot of cuss words in it. And my mom got really mad. And she was like, this is not what your art is. And I was like, wait, that's not true. This is me doing my thing. That's what my art is.
Thinking about it, it's like all of our sexual repression or our creative repression, that judgment and that guilt is 100% going to come from your mom.
Definitely.
You know?
Yeah. But it's like, it makes me reflect on whether I, you know, like the way everything's coming out. And I 100% do. Like, I'm behind it.
I feel like you would know if you teetered into what's the extreme version of that, where you're really like, you know, shitting and throwing your shit at everybody, you know, and really not having any regard for form. Because there is an extreme. Uh-huh. But I don't think that's
like something common. That would just be purely voyeuristic or like exhibitionist, just like there's nothing funny about this. Yeah. I just want to, I don't know. I feel like as long as it's funny, then it's probably true. Yeah. You know? I don't know.
Shout out your mom for
I love you.
For holding up that, I don't know, sometimes you do need to be like, what am I doing? And you can be like, fuck that. I know what I'm fucking doing.
No, I'm grateful for her participation because
I don't like the guilt. I don't think you have to communicate that way. And that's something I see now. I'm plopped in a workplace and I'm like, oh, wait, this is how everybody communicates. There is a tender, respectful way to connect.
Yeah.
No one knows how to do that.
No one knows how to do that.
No one knows how to say, Megan, I fucking love you, but this, what if you did this? I don't know. It just doesn't have to be like,
yeah. Like, what are you doing? This is bad. Like, ouch.
That's not a way to garner respect or communicate effectively.
Communicate effectively. This is something I will continually be practicing and trying to do better at.
Yeah.
Yes. Period. I missed you.
I missed you too.
Don't go away again.
I don't plan on ever, I was like, oh, we're on paper. You're like, we're getting out of here when it's hot, blah, blah, blah. And then day one of traveling with a toddler, you're like, this isn't fun at all. This isn't relaxing.
Yeah.
It was just a lot of work and it paid off. But, you miss your bed and you get sick of sleeping in other people's beds. And
yeah. Did you have any like spooky things like in those different spaces? Did you feel anything?
So in my aunt's basement where my sister and I have dreamt a lot about, I went to sleepovers there. I didn't live by my cousin. I didn't, whatever. So there's clearly some sort of vortex in her basement. And I had a strange experience when I was putting down Ruby where I got like a vision of something that I couldn't understand. And then did I have a dream about her closet, my cousin's closet being a portal? And then I asked my cousin, I was like, hey, have you ever like had freaky dreams in your room? And then she went off because it was a thing. And I didn't know. She's like, I had dreams about being in hell, and in every room there was somebody committing suicide over and over again. She's like,
no.
My mom would let me stay home from school because it was so vivid and it was so real.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh.
Oh.
And I asked my mentor, I was like, is it possible for there to be a portal? And she's like, oh yeah, of course. She's like, go to it, and then stand in it and see if you feel off kilter. But she's like, there's not always one of those, but she's like, it could be a power line. It could be plumbing. It could be, she's like, it could be
some type of disturbance. I used to think there was a portal in my closet when we lived in this apartment. My mom slept in the den. We had this dude named Craig who rented the middle room. He was so weird. He didn't use sugar in his coffee. He used this liquid aspartame squirt bottle and he kept it on top of the fridge, and my brother would just grab it and like squeeze aspartame liquid into his mouth.
Did he get cancer? Did Craig get cancer?
Probably. I don't know. He had like a wart on his lip.
Ew! Man! Aspartame wart.
So this apartment, me and my brother shared the master bedroom, or like the big bedroom. And my bed was situated with the back against the wall, and I was like, I could look out our bedroom door and down the hallway and see the front door of the apartment. So like going to sleep, I would like look down the the dark hallway, and I would always see this like lumbering slime monster that was always like making its way back towards my bed, but it would never make it. But it was so scary. And then directly to my right, there's this big walk-in closet, where we had all our clothes and toys and stuff. And I had this doll that I had like cut a hole in its chest, and I put this little piece of congealed fake blood in it. Like I was doing open heart surgery and like giving life to this doll. And after I did that, I was terrified of her, and I threw her in my closet, and she was like the source of the portal.
Why did you do this to me?
Yeah, I was so scared.
Did you ever tell your mom, like, I want my kids, it's like, yo, tell me the weird shit that you're thinking about and let's talk about it, you know?
I don't think so. I don't think I ever told her anything like that. I don't think I told anybody anything like that. Because the congealed blood came from, I would decorated my Barbie house for Halloween and I just put fake blood all over it and ruined it. And I hung a couple Barbies from their rafters and everything was destroyed. So that was RIP to the house. But yeah, if you put a bunch of fake blood into a Barbie mixing bowl, it will congeal into a gummy heart.
I feel like you did magic and that's why you're so good at cooking.
Yeah, dude.
I wish we could find that mixing bowl and that dollhouse. I have a dollhouse too that I wish it was spooky as shit. I wish I still had it. So
yeah. I had customized the shit out of it.
Yeah,
I bought a linoleum
bummer.
tile from Home Depot to put in the kitchen. It was nuts.
You gotta hold on to that shit for your kids. I know it's like, you know, you move a million times and a million different things happen. I have nothing from my childhood.
I know. I think the fair thing to do if you're moving from a place is to make a time capsule and bury it somewhere and then write that down. And then one day on your deathbed, you can be like, your precious childhood heirlooms are located at this address. Bring a shovel. Goodbye.
Wouldn't that be dope?
That would be so cool. You just go on a treasure hunt to discover your childhood.
I want to dig up my lizard that I buried in my grandma's backyard. Maybe that's why I have dreams there. Wart.
That's cute.
I don't remember where I'd have to dig up the whole side of the house to figure out where it was. Sure, it wasn't very deep.
He probably got taken by coyotes.
Not in Minnesota. Not in Columbia Heights, Minnesota.
Well, I still need to go there. I have no idea what to imagine.
We will go there on the Rubbish Cook tour. On the
Rubbish on
Whitney
the road.
show.
Rubbish on the road.
Tour. How much fucking fun would that be?
Dude. Just popping into people's houses and cooking whatever they have.
And then having a podcast at the nearest
doing the
comedy club.
Fuck, dude. Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Should we get a tour van?
Yes. Yes. It should be a big tit. It should be a big, or like the Oscar Mayer Wiener truck, but
I was
titties.
thinking of the big, the big dog truck from Dumb and Dumber. I want something that's furry
we
like
could,
that.
Pass out macarons or fucking string cheese. I don't know.
There's no limit. There's no limit to what we can do. We'll bring my dad's fryer because fried food is God food.
It is. That's a lot of the things that yogis say is no fried foods. I'm like, y'all don't know God. God's pretty sure he lived in fucking cheese curd.
Have you ever had French fries?
Have you ever had a potato skin?
Or a tempura Oreo?
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Big time.
Big booty time.
Big titty booty time. I love you so much.
I
love you too. We have our own channel.
This is going to go up on the channel.
I think should we retroactively, posthumously post all of our other ones on there too?
Yes.
Yes. And then delete them from yours? Or whatever you want to do.
They can be at both. I mean, it's not but
not really pod fodder, but something I wanted to ask.
Oh yeah.
Pod fodder. .com.
Friday, April 14th, 2000. I want to celebrate that day.
6 days before 420. I think the year 2000 was something special.
It was right before 9/11.
Yeah, pre 9/11. That's a whole different world. So we have these different signposts along our lifespans. Mm-hmm. One was 9/11. Mm-hmm. One has definitely been this pandemic. Mm-hmm. What else would you highlight as
the Trump presidency?
Oh yeah.
The useless war in Afghanistan. That's a really big.
Yeah, what would our chapter in a history book, what would the subsections be?
Agents of chaos.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, I like it though. It's like, I don't know, people want to not have to think about anything, or they want everything to be stable. And I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah, I was reflecting on like how quickly things change.
Yeah.
And how constantly things change.
Yeah. And I'm sure the Black Plague was making everybody think the world was going to end, and it didn't. And just that stuff over and over again.
Dude, I'm reading a book right now that takes place, well, it takes place in the future, but they have the ability to go back in time to like study different time periods. So this woman goes back, but she like trains, she like learns embroidery, learns how to ride a horse, learns like old church Latin and shit like that, so she can assimilate. And she goes back to 1323.
Damn.
In like medieval times, and she like comes through the rift or whatever, and there's like shimmery frost particles where she lands, and they like gave her these injuries so it would look like she was waylaid by a bunch of cutthroats and robbers, and all of her servants fled because like why else would a woman be alone in the Middle Ages? But it's really fucking cool.
How'd you come across this book?
I recently renewed my Austin Library account, and it was in my to read list.
What's it called?
Doomsday Book.
Oh, that's the one. I didn't know if that was a prepper book. I was like, fuck yeah. Like really going in on after.
Well, no, we just need dehydrated potatoes and milk powder and cheese powder.
And cheese powder.
We just need like 1,000-year balut
So old
eggs.
Megan had found that book and put it in your saved.
She saved it for me. I love getting treats from past Megans, especially like opening up the freezer and being like, 4 months ago, I saved myself 2 cups of beans.
Yeah, you are a bean addict. You are a lover of fucking beans.
You know, I on Monday, when I had a few too many beers, I came home and I made bean pasta, which is one of my favorite things to eat.
What is bean pasta?
So it's like linguine. Cook the linguine to al dente and then strain it and save the pasta water, and then empty a can of white beans, or like do chilies and garlic and toast them in the oil, and then white beans in, and then lemon zest and lemon juice, and then a ton of black pepper.
Never made that for me. Is what
I don't
know.
know. And then you put your pasta back in. It's like a beany, silky, lemony, garlicky thing, and
I am
so much Parmesan.
So hungry.
Do you want a bite of my PB&J?
No. Dude, I've eaten so many abandoned PB&Js. That sounds so good.
That's one of my like
Is
go-tos.
that just something you made?
Yeah, I love bean pasta. Beanie pasta.
Should have a bean pasta food truck.
Okay.
Dude, that sounds so good. Would you put herbs on it?
Oh yeah, I put parsley in it. I probably put curly parsley in everything I eat because it's retro and cheeky, and I'm bringing it back.
Yeah.
I want to cook for you.
Bean pasta.
Yeah, but the lemon zest is key.
There's so many things I'm not bringing up that are not pod fodder, but I cannot wait to talk about them.
Pod fodder. Let's see. I was so in the Facebook thing, like friending my brother on Facebook. Is it still chill?
Right when you said chill, like that icy mountain top.
I want to make one of my brother's like prison recipes on God Morning America. Like make one of like his taco chalupa recipe on live TV.
Can you get all the things? Is there anything prison specific that you can't get?
I'm gonna try really hard. I should be able to get it out of any vending machine because all the food that he gets is like vending food. But I thought that would be a really cool thing to do. But he does this freaky thing where he takes a chip bag. You know how they're like metal on the inside? He'll turn
there's foil.
Chip bag. Yeah, he'll like turn a chip bag inside out, stuff the whole thing in there, and then wrap it in newspaper and then microwave that whole thing. And I don't have confidence about putting metal into a microwave.
It's not like actual, it's like a super, super micron thick.
But like, what
if he's doing it, it must be safe.
It's scary though. I feel like I'm gonna explode.
No.
Might explode.
Oh, Mimi.
Are you ready to do Sonora T-Lock?
I am ready to eat a burrito.
Let's throw down. If you're not sinning, then you're not winning. That was a joke. Bad joke. Pod topics. I want to make a promo reel for our mawpod YouTube.
Yes. Please.
Yes.
Please. Brother.
Oh, yes. Oh yeah, I keep coming up with non-pod fodder too.
Yeah. Well, it's time to go. We've got fucking business to talk about.
We have a lot to do.
A lot to talk about and a lot to fucking say.
Thanks for being chill.
Thanks for being chill. Welcome to the new, if you're listening to our podcast in just an auditory sense, thank you for letting us pee in your ears with our words. And what else? I love you guys.
Love you all.
Love you all.
What the world needs now is love.